So lately there have been some great discussions in the comment section of my videos around the topic of weight regain after losing weight. Some sharing their successes and some sharing their challenges, which I absolutely freaking love because that's what this channel is all about, learning and growing together. So in this video, we're gonna talk about the best diet advice to lose weight and keep it off. We're gonna start off with a comment from Randy who mentioned that he's lost 100 pounds and he's done it in the past, but each time that he's lost that weight and achieved his goal, he's regained that weight, mainly because he stops thinking about it. So the difference maker this time around is that he's working just as hard at maintaining his weight as he was at losing it. So he's very conscious of the choices that he's making. And then there's Darren, who's done a heck of a job really documenting his journey here in the comment section of my videos, really sharing a lot of the challenges that he's faced over the past 18 months, I think, maybe even 2 years throughout his journey here, the successes that he's had, as well as the challenges. And I absolutely appreciate this shared experience because he's brought up a lot of great topics that I think are very relatable to a lot of, really all of us, really. So Darren, thank you so much for continuing to share your journey with us and sharing your challenges in addition to your victories there. So in Darren's case, again, he's been successful at losing a significant amount of weight, but every time he seems to get around that 188 pound mark, he ends up regaining the weight up to around 200 pounds there. I think he's gotten close to around that 186 pound mark, but again, regains it, maybe gets up to 190, 195, but really has had a difficult time of pushing beyond that 188, 186 pound mark and then like keeping it, maintaining that weight. So I asked Darren, like the thing is, I'm not telling him what to do. I think the best job as a coach is to ask questions. And so really curious, like because he's been successful in losing weight in the past and he's been pretty good at, although he's regaining the weight, he's not regaining a whole ton of weight where he's got to work even extra hard to get it back down. And he's kind of keeping it more and more in check each time. So like, what has he been learning from each of these experiences here? What are the thoughts that are going through his mind when he starts to regain that weight? What are the triggers that are causing him to regain that weight? And what would he like to improve upon? Like based on his experiences, when he identifies these triggers, when he identifies what's going on in his mind, like how does he feel that he could improve upon how he's responding in these situations there? And I know because Darren has done such a great job of sharing his challenges and his victories in the past here, I know that weekends used to be a challenge for him. He'd be really good during the week, making great progress, and then he'd kind of lose it all get wiped out on the weekend there. So he learned to keep his weekends in check. And oftentimes it was little things that were creeping in here, a little ice cream here, a little chips there, but he just wasn't as diligent with his choices on the weekends there. So once he was able to get his weekends a little bit more in check, he was able to start making progress there. So I guess my question to Darren now would be, now that you when you get down to that 188 pound mark, are you now letting a little bit loose on the weekends again? Are you not doing quite as good of a job of being responsible on the weekends? Because that's really the starting point where I would check things out there. And again, like what are some of those triggers that are causing you to gain that weight back? And really, in the big picture, I think the reason why so many people struggle to maintain their weight after they lose it is that their diet is like drastically different when they're trying to lose fat compared to when they're trying to maintain their weight or even build muscle afterwards there. Really, it should be almost exactly the same. It's just the portion sizes that are going to be a little bit different there. You're going to have more calories to play around with, so you can either increase the size of the meals that you're eating, or you have a little extra room for another small meal here, some treats here and there. Really can work treats in even when you're losing fat as well. Like how I eat when I'm trying to lose fat compared to when I'm maintaining my weight and building muscle is exactly the same. It's just the portions that I modify to suit where my current goals at that time there. I enjoy dining. I'm a foodie. I've become a big foodie. I love dining out. I love pastries when I go to cafes and bakeries. I enjoyed a great breakfast chilaquiles and a great cappuccino the other day, yesterday. I love good food, really taking my time, savoring every bite that I'm eating and being responsible in that process there. But I eat like that when I'm trying to lose fat, maintain my weight, or build muscle. Everything is exactly the same. It's just the portions that are different. And always, no matter what my goal is, trying to improve upon my natural eating tendency. So that's the starting point. I think the biggest thing is if you want to set yourself up for success in maintaining your weight loss, it begins when you're dieting, not doing anything extreme or drastically different, just taking how you normally eat and building upon it and improving upon it. So it's just a matter of, all right, this is what I'm already eating on a daily basis. Let's just stick with that, but just reduce the portion sizes. And then think to yourself, all right, how can I improve upon my nutrition now? Maybe it's reducing some of the processed foods and incorporating more whole natural foods in there. And then paying attention, having that heightened sense of awareness to your satiety, to the energy that you experience from each meal, just the enjoyment that you get from each meal as well. If you start adding in more veggies and you're noticing, you know what, I'm feeling more satiated, I'm also feeling more energy, the more whole natural nutrient-rich foods I consume, that's great. And then also recognizing, you know what, holy smokes, like I can have a small treat each and every day. Or if I do end up dining out, I know I can just make a slight little modification, eat a little less later on in the day or balance it out throughout the week. Just keeping things in check and being responsible with my portion sizes there. And that sense of awareness comes down to exactly why Randy is experiencing great success this time at maintaining his weight, because he's thinking about like everything is a choice. And oftentimes, like after we lose that weight, like we're so used to making conscious choices during that fat loss process. And then once we achieve our goals, we go back to kind of the default mode in our mind and just making those choices that kind of cause us to gain weight in the first place there. So you still have to be responsible, make the choices that are going to serve you best in those moments. Really having that heightened sense of awareness with the portion size of the food and the kind of foods that allow you to thrive, to really bring out the best in you. And that's really what it all comes down to is when you start focusing on what's going to allow you to feel your best, you start recognizing it becomes easier. You no longer have to think about it because it's like you just know the foods that feel good to you, that consuming them make you have more energy, more focus, more clarity. And other foods, all right, I enjoy the taste of that, but I know afterwards I'm probably going to feel a little bit sluggish. But if you keep those portions in check, you're controlling the portion sizes there, that is going to play a huge role in not only enjoying all of your favorite foods, but you're enjoying it even more because you're not eating to that point where you start to feel uncomfortably full. And I haven't felt over full or uncomfortably full in over 7 years now. That's been the game changer for me. I got sick and tired of overindulging. Like I'd be really good and then I'm like, all right, I'm gonna have this day, I'm gonna let loose. And when I let loose, I just went hog wild knowing that I could make up for it the rest of the week. But I just didn't enjoy feeling uncomfortable. Again, like going to bed with acid reflux, just a full bloated stomach, throwing off my digestive system the next day and just feeling crappy the next day, just not having my energy. I'm like, eating in excess doesn't bring me any greater joy. So I just learned to find that joy in eating to that point of satisfaction. So not only enjoying all my favorite foods and having that heightened sense of awareness with the foods that satiate me and energize me, but really the portion sizes that serve me best as well. And realizing I feel so much better when I just eat to that point of satisfaction there. And the other thing is just having that sweet spot. So once you achieve your goal, kind of think about it like as Randy mentioned there, like you have to have a plan in place afterwards, like the choices that you're going to make and make that commitment. Like, all right, I'm going to give myself maybe a 5-pound window, maybe 10 pounds for some people. Like if you notice, all right, oh man, I'm up 5 pounds from where I was when I lost the weight there, I better do something to keep things in check. It's kind of like your own thermostat there where you're like, all right, once the temperature, if it starts getting too hot in the summer, the air conditioner kicks in and brings it back down to the temperature that's comfortable. In the wintertime, it starts getting too cold, thermostat kicks in, heats it up to get to that point where you're comfortable again. So you got to have that, like, develop that thermostat within your body, having that set point of, all right, I'm good to gain about 2, 3, 4. Once I hit 5 pounds, that thermostat kicks in, and I've got to be conscious to keep my weight in check there. So then again, you're not having to like always lose like 12 pounds at a time, like 15 pounds at a time, like Darren was doing there. You might only have to lose 3 pounds here, and just keeping things in check. But I even like, keep a tighter eye on it. If your goal is maintaining your weight and staying steady, you start to see it go up 1, 2, like your weight can fluctuate 1 or 2 pounds on a daily basis. But if you start noticing a trend that's going upwards, you got to get on top of it as quick as possible. Keep yourself in that sweet spot so it doesn't spiral too much out of control where you're going to have to lose a significant amount of weight again. It's very easy to make a course correction over a couple of days rather than, oh man, here now I'm going to have to diet again for another 4 or 5, 6 weeks in order to get this weight off again. You're only be able to like kind of make a little correction for a couple of days and okay, I'm right back where I feel comfortable in my sweet spot now. So you're not letting it get too much out of control, which is key. So really the best diet advice is to simply build upon your own natural eating tendencies, always trying to make those improvements. I'm still trying to make improvements to my nutrition with that heightened sense of awareness, putting thought into what I'm eating and paying attention to how it impacts me, the feedback that my body is giving me in regards to the mental focus, the clarity, the energy, how it's affecting my digestive system, just how I'm feeling, and of course the weight gain and all that kind of stuff. But my body is a product of me consuming foods and doing the things that allow me to thrive, that really bring out the best of me. That's the best diet advice that I can offer anybody out there. Don't search for it in some sort of secret fad diet plan. The answers are going to come from within. Always, 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 they're going to come from within. So it's always easier to just focus on what you're eating right now, reduce the portion sizes, and try to make those improvements that are going to allow you to feel your best, perform your best, and live your life to the fullest. Like I said, I freaking love food. I'm a total foodie, but just learning to eat those foods responsibly and to make subtle adjustments throughout my day and throughout the week just to accommodate for those foods if they tend to be a little bit higher in calories there. So no foods are off limit. I don't avoid anything at all. I consume it all. I'm just more responsible with it, which is something that I've had to learn over time. I've had to develop those skills, really, again, like Randy, having that heightened sense of awareness, thinking about it, paying attention to how my body's responding. So that is the key. You have all the answers within. Just take that time to pay attention to yourself, to trust yourself, to learn from yourself. And again, sharing your experiences in the comment section below these videos so we can learn and grow together. And you might hear some advice from someone else, or it brings up a topic here that I can cover on these videos, and we can dive deeper into these discussions and really help each other out throughout this process from our shared experiences, those who have had success, what's worked for us, and build from there.